My name's Mr. Welsh, and I work for a film commissioning company. And I'm looking for some exciting new thriller films in order to put my my money into. And I understand you've got an idea that you would like to try and get the commission for. So if you could tell me first of all the name of your film and roughly the idea.
The name of our film is called Behind the Mask because we're doing like where someone's going to receive, like a girl's going to receive nasty threats, and the three friends, because there's three of them, are going to be on like this video chat called Uvu, talking about like the strange messages that they're receiving, and then she like meets the male because she wants to know who he is, and then out of nowhere a man in a van comes and like snatches her.
Oh God, go on.
And then the two friends like chase after him. They end up in like different places.
Okay. So overall in the film, it's what is it? A murder mystery?
It's like a psychological thriller.
Psychological thriller. Okay. What is Uvu? Is it actually, does it actually exist, or is it something you're
Yeah, it
making up
actually
this?
does exist.
It's
Okay.
like FaceTime, but you can do it on more than like two.
So it's like a group FaceTime.
Yeah.
Oh, that's something new every day. Okay, so so in a lot of ways, you'll be tapping into some of the fears that some people have about things like social media, some of the kind of nastier side of it. Is that intentional, and why are you doing that? How do you think how do you think your audience might identify with that?
Like, because it does get spoke about a lot, and it is quite like often in the news. But like, even though there's like films and other TV dramas that get like messages across about it, but we're trying to make it more specific, and like, because some people just evolve it like around one person taking one individual, whereas it's kind of like a group thing. Okay,
so yeah. And are the other characters in on it, or what's the sort of mystery in the psychological thriller aspect of it? What kind of happen if we were to, obviously you're going to make us, or you hope to make us the first couple of minutes, if you were to make the whole film, what would happen across the whole film?
Because it's like a kidnapping type thing. The two friends are obviously friends with the girl that gets kidnapped. So we're not in on the kidnapping, but we're trying to help.
Look out for it.
Yeah, help the girl.
Yeah.
And then there's going to be like it's going to be like a narrative enigma to like, the audience going to feel like something's going to happen really bad, but then it might not in the end. And we'll lead them down the like wrong path.
Alright, so lots of kind of red herrings, lots of sort of, a little bit of, I know you know about Todorow's theory of equilibrium, so a lot of a kind of trying to basically bring the equilibrious state back. Target audience, who do you think it's going to appeal to?
16 to 30, 40-year-olds.
Yeah.
Okay, so you'll be going for a 15 certificate in the film. Okay, why would it appeal to them?
Because it's like aimed at a more mature kind of audience where like younger children might get scared about it. And
Yeah, because like even though quite a lot of kidnappings can be younger kids, they're not really going to get the point about the film.
Right.
So
Okay.
whereas if it's like older kids,
because there might be like violence in it. And,
it might just not really work.
With younger kids.
Yeah.
Okay. Is there a message in there for anybody? So, for example, people who might be using these kind of social media platforms, is there any message in there, or is it just playing on people's fears?
Well, it's like a bit of both really, because like it is a scary topic to like actually bring up for some people that may have been through it, that have found like their kids or something. But like also to say that the parents, as much as they're like, oh yeah, they're fine, they're not doing anything wrong, they're not messaging wrong people, just actually take into account that they might actually be messaging someone that's quite dangerous.
Okay. It's kind of, as you say, like playing on people's fears, but also raising a bit of awareness about something that could potentially happen.
Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about the first couple of minutes. So what you described to me at the start was what we're going to see in the first couple of minutes. Is that right? Yeah. Okay, how are we going to show that? And I'm thinking specifically about the van abduction.
Well, I do know someone with a van, but I haven't asked them yet because they're not in England at the minute.
Right, okay.
they're just on holiday.
Okay. And my main concerns really around that is health and safety when it comes to what is essentially a stunt. That makes sense.
Yeah.
How do you intend to show it? Explain it to me using the van.
Like, it would be like probably cutaways, like not like from a scene to a different scene, but like just quick shots.
Mm-hmm.
Like if the person grabbing them, and then like cut it, and then to bit, like going them towards the van, and then like
shot from inside the van.
like them going in the van.
Mm-hmm.
And the
Then-
last shot will
But
be
they
like,
end up going to like the right end of the van. So like there's the doors, there's the van. Then you see them like running towards the end, and then the doors just shut.
yeah,
Okay,
and that'll
So
be
it's
So-
not like actual
Sure.
dangerous.
So almost like a point of view shot from inside the van.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Because the one thing I don't want happening, because it is quite a difficult thing to do, and also for sort of safety purposes,
Yeah.
is I don't want sort of like, you know, someone being thrown into a moving vehicle or anything like
It's
that.
not moving.
No. Okay. Well, you could do. I mean, you could then, after that shot, the next one could be of, you know, the shot from the point of view, reverse shot, or over the shoulder shot of the person closing the doors, or, you know, locking the doors, and then the van pulling away. That could be quite terrifying, in fact.
But it happens.
Sadly so, yes. Okay. Anything else to tell me about it? How are you going to make it look in terms of locations?
Well, it's like going to start in Pilsley because we're going to use 5 pits. So that like that's where the van will go up to, and then we'll like I'll get taught with like a bag of made or something, like an actual bag, but like the things that they shove over your head.
Right.
And
a sack.
yeah,
Oh, could put you in a sack.
yeah. And then,
Your
like,
risk
these-
assessment's going to be very interesting. That's
and
what
then
I'm going to say.
These two like rape cutaways are running like up the street, and then getting closer and closer to Thingy.
Okay.
We'll use like those like the I forgot what they're called now. The lights on the cameras,
Mm.
and like when we're taking pictures of the van, so it looks like more scary.
But I've actually got quite a good idea. You know when they get me out of the van though, like use a light. You know when it goes. You know, like if you're in interrogation and all the lights come on.
Yeah.
Like me, like laid in the van or something, or whoever's the person is, and then the light comes on and you just see us, and then you over shoulder shot of the man walking towards me in the van. And
Yeah.
Obviously, that bit.
No, it sounds like a good dramatic opening about what happens, and then I guess after that you can have the title screen come up.
Yeah.
How might you use titles on it? Are you going to have them over the screen as the clip emerges, or are you going to have cutaways to the titles?
I thought we could have like black screens like with the writing on, because that makes it more like
And some dramatic music.
yeah, and have some like music on it, because that's what they do in quite a lot of films.
Okay. All right. It sounds like a really good idea. Like I say, I do think when you do, I will ask you to do. I ask everyone to do a risk assessment, which is basically where you look at kind of the health and safety aspects of it. I'll be particularly having to look at yours just because of what you're trying to do. All right. Not that I don't trust you, but just obviously accidents do happen. We don't want anyone asphyxiating.
I don't know.
Or being run over by a van. I know you don't. You know, you want to get a good grade, but you know, no one suffered too much for it. Okay, fantastic. The last thing I was going to ask you was: is there any films or any particular scenes from films that's kind of inspired this idea?
Lovely Bones, if you've ever seen that.
Right. No, I haven't.
It's about a girl who's like captured by a neighbour,
Right.
but he sets up this trap in a field. When she's coming home from school, she just thinks he's like this innocent neighbour, and she gets lured into this trap, and he kills her. And then you see a spirit coming out.
Right. Okay.
The underground shelter thing is built, this trap, and you think it's her, but it's actually a spirit. But if not added, the spirit was just her.
Yeah.
Just throw 'em out.
Anyway, but it's inspired the idea. That's absolutely fine because everybody gets stylistic influences from somewhere. Right. Well, name your production company. Have you got a name?
Deathly Wish Productions.
Definitely Wish Production sounds suitably thrillerish and horrorish. Yeah. Have you got any questions? Any equipment you think you'll need, or anything you'll need help with?
We just need the masks.
Yeah, we're using like the purge masks
Right.
for
Okay.
the man.
Yeah,
and
so
the
they're not
other guy.
identified. So it makes it more.
Okay.
That's why it's.
The
called
one
that.
thing I will say to you is you're going to have to be really careful when you're filming outside of what other people might think is happening. Okay? Quite possibly, I might ask you to print off a little sheet which will just explain, if anyone asks,
Yeah.
Because sometimes people, we don't want is the police being called, because people understandably being concerned. A dog walker, it's always dog walkers. Okay, so those are the things to consider. It might even be that we try and get you a high-vis vest or something, the person filming. We think it should be obvious with the camera crew, but we can't presume. Okay, really good idea. I think you've got a good idea in terms of how you're going to shoot it. Use of cutaways. Sounds good, I can picture it already. But I think that's just the main considerations at the moment.
Yep.
Fantastic, good stuff.